Alright, so just thought I'd give you a quick idea of what it takes to actually make one of these little brass magnets. Sorry, not big on the video, but we'll see how this comes out. Alright, so the first thing I do is I kind of do the layout, which I'll just use my cutting tool here to actually scribe it. So what we do is come here. First thing I do is I set my 1/2 inch depth. So now this is how much I need for the magnet itself. And I know that my overall length, I do 7/8. So I'll just give it a little scribe here at 7/8. And again, these aren't critical dimensions, so it's just more about making sure we've got something on here. The handle, we do about 1/8 of an inch. So if we're at 7/8. And then for the last bit here, I know that I'll make that taper go another 1/8 there. Alright, so the hardest part really is in getting everything ready for the magnet itself. So first thing I do is center drill. I know you guys can't see it on the screen here or on the video, but we'll go ahead and get the center drill set up. I touch off. Let's see if you guys even see that. Let's see if I can get a better view there. Alright, so touch off. And get our center drill in place. And next thing is for the initial hole, and I'm drilling a little undersize. I need this bit, double check. I'm drilling a 7/32 because my 15/64 is actually really dull and I need to sharpen it. A little cutting fluid. And just like I did several times today, I forgot to set my mark. Where is it? There it is. Right, I've got a little line on the bit so I know how deep to drill. There's our initial size. Now what we're doing with these magnets is we're actually press fitting them into the brass, and so we come in here and ream that size out to 1/4 inch. And with any reamer, you definitely want to make sure you got plenty of cutting fluid there. Alright, bottomed out, take it out, and the last step on the hole is give it a little chamfer. Just helps me when I'm pressing the magnet, and it helps make sure feeds in straight. Then also it just makes it look a little bit nicer. So we just take just a hair, just enough for that. Be nice and pretty. Alright, now for the fun parts. And I'm going to be doing this around the camera, so we'll see how good it goes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and I'll probably do this all wrong compared to what a machinist would like to see, but this is how I do it anyways. So I'll come in here and then create the shoulder. And basically just cutting straight in using the 60-degree angle that the carbide bit has on it, that carbide tip, until I get down to that mark that I made earlier. From there, I do the standard, cut it back, take 20, and bring that neck down to size. And to neck down to size, I actually trim that edge there, so we've got a nice clean surface on this edge here as well. And the last thing I do, alright, let's get this guy. Basically touch off, come in, and then bring it to the depth I want for the handle. And back her out. At this point, everything is done by hand. I come in with my file, which I normally wouldn't do it this direction, but the camera in the way, it's a little off. With my big file, and then with my little file, I take this other edge off here because we want to break off any sharp edges on this guy. And then the last couple things I do, again, I've got this edge right here, so I take a little bit of sandpaper, smooth this out a little bit. Get that nice and smooth. And then clean it up. A little bit of steel wool. Get this thing all nice and clean. And then the last step, at least on this part of it, is to part it off. So I use my part off tool, and we get to the right size. Alright. And for this, I'll actually lock the carriage in place so it doesn't shift on me while I'm cutting it off. I don't want the carriage to move left or right. And a little more cutting fluid. And there we have it. Part it off and ready to go. And so this gives me this blank right here. I still have to put it back in, turn that nub off, and then clean that out and press fit the magnet in there. Alright, so last thing to do on these is to make sure that we get the nubs off the ends there. And to protect the surface, we wrap it in painter's tape first. So I don't know how well you can see that little nub there behind it. Zoom in real quick so you can see it. You see there's a little nub right here from the cutoff. And we're going to remove that and soften that edge up and we'll be ready to go. And my daughter's back. Fits it in here. I take about 1/1000th off on that cut. Let's take a look real quick. You can still feel that nub just a little bit, but just take a little bit of sandpaper. And then a tiny little nub comes off there. And then we take our file again, which I have to do around the camera. Our steel wool just to clean that up a little bit. And that's it for this part. Alright, so last step here is press fitting the magnets into this guy. So we got a piece of tape on the bottom of my arbor here. I'll press. And there you have it. One finished magnet. See ya.